Streaming.
Ahoy! This is Harry Hansen reminding you to like and subscribe to the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com at the Lager Room 5111 and clicking subscribe. Or just go to youtube.com and search for the Lager Room. Either way, it's as easy as falling off a log. Thanks a bundle.
Jimmy Jungle, well, I took it to a dribble. But now you're going to slobber and you're crying in the middle of a goblet. Benihana, Benihana, Benihana. Hatchy, hatchy, hooky, pooky, mozzarella, itchy poo. Reading around the collar, heavy petting up the soup. You're eating for lasagna on Wonder Woman with Madonna, with Madonna. Baklava, baklava, baklava.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, July the 30th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you with me, as always, another Mr. Radio Pete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. How are you, gents, today?
Baklava.
Baklava says it all.
Don't go to Florida in July.
No.
Don't stand next to an open flame after eating Mexican food.
How was it?
It was hot and wet.
Hot and wet. Well,
Yeah, which
certain things you like that.
Yeah, but
Anything.
no,
So not Florida in July. No.
No. It was okay. We didn't get to go to the new park. We're going to go to the Epic Park inside the Universal, but it's relatively new, and the weather wouldn't cooperate. And then they had possibility of going, but then they were sold out for decently priced tickets, and it was like $300 because you have to go through another park to get to it.
Just for a Marlins game?
Yeah, just for a Marlins game.
Well, they need to make their money somewhere. So.
That's crazy.
So we just didn't have a good opportunity, and then we have friends in Tampa who came over to Orlando and hung out for a little bit. So, I mean, it was still a good vacation. We enjoyed the pool, and I hate to say it, but the family is now pickleball players, at least while they're on vacation. They went to the pickleball courts, which were next to the pool.
Pickleballing.
Was Tiny Hands Johnson there helping out?
Tiny Hands Johnson, I did not see.
He's in Vegas. He's in Vegas.
Yes.
He might
Tiny
have
Hands
been.
Johnson, there he is.
He might have been in a bathing suit.
He could have
In
been.
which case,
you didn't recognize him.
I maybe didn't recognize him, and there were a lot of things to look at there, and I certainly wasn't looking at any men's hands while I was at the pool.
Not so much, no.
No, not so much.
I would hope not.
I might, I might have accidentally checked out his feet, but I wasn't looking at anyone's hands, So,
Well, yeah.
whatever.
Tiny hands at Mar-a-Lago.
That is one nice thing about Florida in the summer.
There
But
you
overall, it was a nice vacation. We went to see my dad for a couple days beforehand.
On the way down
in North Carolina, so that was cool. We played. We weren't able to. He's a big gamer, my dad. So he plays Halo and Destiny 2 and all that stuff.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
really?
that's
great.
his recreation and his social circle now. And the boys kind of play, but we couldn't.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, there you go. You're out of it. You're an old man like me. I can't play anything that complex. But
I have no idea. I know what they are. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my knowledge on those.
My dad just all you gotta do is mention video games and he'll talk for an hour. But we ended up playing like this restaurant game where you have to make the food and then get it to the people in time and this and that. And we actually had a great time.
Had a great meal.
And a great meal. I stayed at the house. The family stayed in a hotel. And my dad stayed up after they left. It was about midnight. He got online.
Your dad went to Florida.
He got online with his friend, and he was telling him all about playing this game called Plate Up, and how much fun it was. And it was funny because I was kidding him because we had a family restaurant for 30 years and he was doing terribly. And I'm like, have you worked in a restaurant before?
Really?
But overall, it was a very nice vacation.
My father, video games to my father are pinball, Pong, and Ms. Pac-Man. Those three. That's it.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, I remember those well.
Not a bad trio.
There you go.
All
I
right.
still play Blades of Steel on the emulator. So
I still play lawn darts.
there you go. It's jarts. Is it darts or jarts?
It's called lawn darts.
Lawn
Oh,
darts.
see,
yeah,
when we
lawn
got
darts.
it, they called it jarts.
Mm.
I think that was the.
I feel
Maybe
that's like a jart is when you fart in your jorts.
No, that's and your jorts, yeah, not your shorts.
I think that might have been after the first kid took one to the leg, and so they were like, maybe we shouldn't call them darts anymore.
Lawn darts.
Yeah.
They're
Anyway.
lawn darts.
Lawn darts, yeah, you gotta exactly. And there's no, there's no rings on the grass. There's you lay people there and you throw them and try to miss them.
Yeah, roll up in a fetal position. We'll see if we can get it in
the
between
middle
your belly
Yeah,
and your
close.
arms.
Closest one to Uncle Antonio wins.
All right, so let's get to the actual show. And
Let's do
you
it.
know what comes
Let's do
first.
it.
You know what you love it. Harry hates it, which is why we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. It's meme of the week. You know it, you love it, and you can't get enough of it. Well, this one, once as usual, needs no explanation. So let's get right to it. Yeah, so this is, I don't know, some dairy that apparently makes chocolate milk stuff for little kids, I guess. And just look at the drawing. Look, the info is great. Milk Walker says be safe. Be sure you know your full name and address, where you live, the city you live in, your home telephone number. Don't tell any of that to strangers, should be on there as well. But this is good advice. Just know.
I think
these
this is
things.
a little older, yeah.
But
Nobody knows their home. Nobody has a home telephone number.
well, no one knows. Right, exactly. But look at Milk Walker. What is that?
Milk Walk. Well,
Milk Walker.
It's a milk carton.
with twigs, like branches.
I got like pitchforks for hands, and what's with the triangle knees?
They call him Triangle Knees.
Like if
So
you
the knees,
if you
the knees, like if he wanted to, he could just bend his knee and poke you. You know, it's like,
yeah.
He's a carpet layer.
Now this
There
is
you
like
go.
the dar something.
And he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that instrument to push in the carpet.
No.
He's
That's
got
right.
it all down.
He just
He also-
knees it and
He also folds up like a deck chair to fit into the dairy section.
well, just think about whatever the name of this dairy is. I can't quite make it out.
I think it's Dargold.
Dargold, maybe Dariold, something.
Dari Gold. Yeah, Dari Gold.
Dairy Gold.
Dari Gold. Dari Gold.
No, there's no I. It's
I think it's Dairy Gold is what it is.
Dairy
guys.
Gold. There you
not,
go.
and either way, just imagine they're sponsoring some sort of event for kids, like at the county fair or something, all about milk, chocolate milk, by the way, which I like. And all of a sudden, Milk Walker comes out from behind the tent or whatever and scares the shit out of the kids, and they scatter.
At least Milk Walker isn't lactating. You know?
That's true. Maybe those are his boobs. Maybe he's got knee boobs.
Milk Walker.
Milk Walker, be safe, but and probably they should put
good Halloween.
Hold on. And this
Good
hold on.
Halloween costume.
This one great Halloween costume. But look at this. Look how old this is. There's one of those price tags on it which you don't see anymore.
45 cents.
45 cents.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is
1973.
No, I'm guessing a little later than that. I'm guessing late 70s to early 80s.
All right, fair enough.
I'm guessing Ron Guidry was pitching.
78.
I would have said late 60s into early 70s, but
Yeah.
either way, I think
it would have been less than that back then. Would have been less than 45
yeah,
cents.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
It's made from real cardboard. You could see it.
One more piece of advice. One more piece of advice they should add to this is stay away from Milk Walker.
Yeah.
Know your address.
If you
know the
see him
city,
coming
know
at
your
you,
phone number,
turn away.
and stay away from Milk Walker. And that is the meme of the week.
Meme of the week.
What is the? Oh yeah, maybe it's that one. Yeah, there we go. That is meme of the week, which, as usual, is brought to you by, sponsored by Poorly Made Memes. Kenosha Street in Alberta, Mexico.
Behind
Toilet
Bob's
memes, we do memes so bad. Are you? And you can see some of the
Mm-hmm.
fine work they do there at the bottom. I don't know which one I
Shovel.
like more. Get
Much,
Shovel.
much D.
Get Shovel is the best. Without a
Get
doubt.
Shovel's good. Although Give Me Your Bones is warning. Give me your bones. That's pretty
Do
good.
not
too.
step on. Give me your bones.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
So
go.
that
All
is
right, cool.
the
meme of the week.
meme of the week, which is going to lead us right to our topic of the week, which is baseball.
Baseball have been very, very good to me.
This is the
So-
time of year where false optimism reigns supreme for another 24 hours, or less than 24 hours.
Less than
Listen,
24
23 hours and 42
20
minutes.
21 hours and 42 minutes.
Oh, that's right. It's 4 o'clock Eastern time.
I would
Six-
add
6 o'clock.
6, yeah. So 4 o'clock.
I would add 2 more weeks to that.
So 21 hours and 42
21
minutes.
During,
Hours and
which
42
is
minutes,
the time period that baseball is king.
Yeah.
In about 2 weeks, football will start taking over officially, I think.
Yeah,
Not
by
2
the
weeks.
third
Not 2.
and last preseason game, it's
Yeah,
the
right.
paradigm. There's a paradigm
Yeah.
shift.
Yeah, right now baseball's up here, but football is
Base-
going to be coming up, and
It's not going to pass it until after the World Series. Yeah. You'll
Well,
you'll have a lot of rumbling.
It depends on what team you
yeah, that's true. Depends on your rooting.
partake in. You know,
Yeah.
But
Jets fans that are Mets fans, yes, 100%. It will not.
Jets fans will start enjoying football
For a couple
maybe in
weeks.
like December. But by then,
No.
see, we can enjoy it if it's really good. But when we reach the point where we're done, there's a certain level of relief that comes to the Jet fan.
Right.
And he goes, well, now I don't have to hope for this season anymore. Whew, now I can relax.
Well, speaking as a Met fan, you guys must be somewhat happy so far with what the Mets have done. I mean, you've
Not
gotten-
over the last 3 days, no.
well,
oh, here we go with the center.
but
They
got
the
two
pitching
things.
staff-
Yeah.
just well,
Go
finish your
for it.
statement. Finish your statement, then.
No, I mean, look, I think the Mets got 2 good relievers. I mean, one's not finalized yet, but they've got 2, I think, pretty good pitchers here that are going to help their bullpen. And there's a lot of teams that need pitchers.
One of them I have issue with his fundamentals from the other night, and that's where I was going with this.
Yeah.
And
Go
the other one, yeah. Well, the first game against San Diego, between Soto, who they got from the Orioles, and Brazoban, who's now been sent down.
Right.
And as he deserves to be.
Yeah, I knew what to do in those situations when I played Little League. They're making millions of dollars and they don't fucking know how to cover first base.
Right. But you got a 2-time All-Star closer in Halsey. And you got who's the side armor?
Taylor?
Taylor.
Taylor.
Tyler Rogers.
Tyler Rogers.
Tyler Rogers.
I
and
think his
Halsey.
brother is Taylor. So
Tyler and Taylor.
Taylor and
So
Tyler, yeah.
you got if the Yankees would have gotten those 2, I'd be happy. And if you really want to trade who can't play fundamental baseball, you're not going to win that one.
That's true.
You're not going to fucking win that one, buddy. I've
that-
almost
That game the other night, I was actually
I have
embarrassed
almost
for
flown.
you.
I have almost flown to New York and quietly
Bitch slapped
taken
someone.
Anthony Volpe on a little trip.
To I don't even want to know what I don't even want to ask where because that's your
to Double A for the rest
Yeah,
of the
double.
season.
Yeah.
double A.
Yeah. Even I said to Harry before you got in the green room there, I was, because almost every night I flip through and I watch a little bit of the Met game. And if it's interesting, I'll watch the Met game, but I'll flip between the Mets and the Yankees when, the half inning or in between innings. So I try and watch a little bit of each game every night. And just the Yankees are a literal comedy of errors. Every time I flip on, they're making an error in the, maybe 2.5 innings that I actually watch, or the 12 outs that I actually watch might be spread over 4 or 5 innings, but it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And I'm watching it and I'm just imagining Harry, like you're the top of your head blowing off. And then I hear the announcer go, "Oh, it's his second error tonight." And I'm like, Jesus, he used to get yanked and sat on the bench for screwing up that much, but maybe there's nobody better on the bench. So
not only is their defense glaringly, it's not just the mechanics, okay? It's not knowing what to do and not having your head in the game at all times. And it's not just on the defensive side. They are one of the worst base running teams I have ever seen in my life. And let me remind you, I watch the Colorado Rockies on a regular basis. Okay. So the Yankees and the Rockies are the same team this last month. They're the same team. That's how bad the Yankees are. Okay. I did a deep dive on the Yankees a little bit. Okay?
Because of this conversation, I'm actually going to have a little bourbon. Actually,
yeah, I want. So here's
this conversation's driving it a drink.
The Yankees are 23 and 27 in June and July. Okay, their ERA in July is 6.03. Now, having said that, okay, they still rank way up there because of their beginning of the year in offense. Very nice. But, you have a rookie out there who gives up 3 runs and you can't score 4 with this vaunted lineup. They either score 12 runs when they don't need them or they go completely dead. And now your best player, I fear, okay, is going to be rushed back and put into a situation where he's going to need surgery. And then you're done. Okay, even if you DH Judge, you got Frankenstein in right field so you can get his bat out there. And I'm going to give Cashman the next 21 plus hours to do something. But you got Ryan McMahon.
Here's the problem. How is going to give Cashman the next 21 plus years? That's the problem.
I know. But if they need a minimum of 3 pitchers, and you got to go get them. You got to go get him. Let me help you a little bit. There's a guy out here in Colorado who the Rockies would be happy to trade for one of your shitty prospects that you're overvaluing called Jake Bird. Okay. And he can go 2 or 3 innings, which is you don't have right now. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2, there's 3 or 4 starters out there that are going to be way better than Will Warren or a rookie that you can't start in the postseason if you make the postseason. Go out there and get them. But you're holding on to these prospects who are going to lead us to another Anthony Volpe, another Jason Dominguez, and another Austin Wells, who are average players at best.
At best.
But you're building a team around them. Look, the Yankees have been helped by the Orioles the last couple of days, who won 3 out of 4 against Toronto. They're back within striking reach of the AL East, which I feel like they need to win. And the teams at the top of the AL, i.e. Detroit, Houston, have started to show cracks that they're vulnerable. There's no world beater in the American League. But this Yankee team, as they sit right now and as they've been playing for the last 2 months, is not even a playoff team. And they got some major holes to fill.
You're not wrong. I mean, if the Yankees, as currently they're playing, they will not make the playoffs.
They won't.
Will not make the playoffs this year.
And then the question is what do you do?
I was just going to ask you if that happens, all right, and let's assume it does, because Cashman, I don't know, rank how many of the last 5 years have been good years in this regard, making moves that you need to make to get better in the second half
at the deadline?
Anywhere close.
They've been silent at the deadline.
Right. That's my point. So it's not.
He's made some good trades, but thought this year,
but not when they counted the most. So there's little.
Well, he's already made a trade with the Rockies, right?
Did
he get Vince McMahon or Jim McMahon? Who was
he got
Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon.
Yeah. But my point is, there's been little evidence in recent years that he's particularly good or willing or whatever to do this. So let's assume
not at the trade deadline,
right, but that's where we are.
They've gone out and got good. Here's where I will give Cashman credit. Okay, he got Max Fried. Max Fried has been a savior for the Yankees, especially with Cole.
Could you imagine where the Yankees would be right now if he didn't go out and get Max Fried?
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Okay, people are hating on Paul Goldschmidt because he's no longer hitting 350. Well, Paul Goldschmidt's hitting 285. Okay,
that's unfair.
And is a top 10 first baseman still at the age of 37. You know he was on a rental. And Cody Bellinger is your second best player. I hate to break it to you. And right now, he's the best player on the Yankees with Judge out. And you're platooning Giancarlo Stanton, who's your second best hitter. Aaron Judge needs to go. If the Yankees do not make the playoffs this year, he has to go. He has to go because you need somebody else in there who can make hard decisions and say, Volpe, gone. Okay? Dominguez, if we could get better, we could get better. You know? No, I meant Boone.
Oh, you said Judge.
I meant Boone. I'm sorry. No, well, look, for Aaron Judge's sake, maybe Judge does need to go.
I thought he meant Cashman. All right, but here's my point. Yeah. Despite Cody Bellinger, despite Max Fried, if he doesn't do something at the deadline, it doesn't work out. All that means nothing, right?
All it means is that they're not willing to go out and take a team that went to the World Series in an American League, which is wide open still for your taking, to go all in like the Yankees used to and get to the World Series. Right. Where is the signing of David Cone, where he's changing uniforms at the press conference and going out and pitching? Where is it?
All right, so
what happened to this team?
Here's well, the owner died. Here's my question though: if that happens and they don't make the playoffs, do you think it's Cashman just absolutely inept, or do you think it's the ownership who has put some sort of cuffs on him?
I think it's both.
I think it's both. Here's the other thing: is that
but you can't get rid of the ownership, so you have to get rid of Cashman, right?
You can't get rid of the ownership. At some point,
right. That's what I mean.
Okay, at some point you have to say, okay, Brian Cashman went out and after losing Juan Soto, got the best pitcher available, got you a first baseman and an outfielder. Okay, Trent Grisham has been turned into a pretty good throwaway piece in the original Juan Soto trade.
Yeah.
So there's been some things he's gone out and gotten some decent relief pitchers. They've been hurt and they're overused. The reality of it is that if there can't be a big change in the Yankees holding on to hope for both prospects that are in the minor leagues right now and guys who are, we can't have Gary Sanchez point 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 with Wells, Volpe, and Dominguez. We can't afford it. So if there's any value for those guys, there's rumors of you getting rid of Bellinger because he's on an expiring contract. Give me a break. You should be re-signing him right now.
That's clickbait. I think that's clickbait. Yeah. But my point is, yes, if your GM if your GM is doing half the job or during the off season, great. But if it's not enough to get you to at least a shot at the promised land,
if the Yankees do not get back to the World Series this year, and God forbid they do not make the playoffs, then yes, I think you need to make a big change. And I think Cashman needs to finally retire. And I think that you need a new manager because you can't have these loyalty ties to Boone. Look, I would love to know what Aaron Boone really thinks because I think Boone is towing the company line a lot of times. But for you to sit there straight-faced and tell me that Anthony Volpe is an excellent defensive player. Okay, yeah, he won a Gold Glove. Maybe the worst thing that ever happened to him. There was nothing spectacular about that year with him. Has he had some clutch hits? Yes. Would I love to see Anthony Volpe, a guy from New York City, excel in the Bronx? Yes, but it's painful. I said it last year, and I'm saying it again this year. It is painful to watch the bottom of this Yankee lineup not only be able to not even produce a contact to the baseball, but now on the defensive side, cost them games because you're leading the league with errors. Yeah, you hit a home run last night, but you had 2 errors and you almost cost the game. And you got a nutcase closer.
One of your infielders has got the most in the league, most errors.
Yeah, Volpe,
yeah. I think it was 15 with those.
He's got 15 errors.
It was a couple of days ago, so he might have had another one since then. But
McMahon was a great. McMahon was a great upgrade.
McGrath was a great quarterback back in the 80s.
Well, just let me finish. McMahon was a good upgrade at third base defensively. He's not even Oswald Cabrera offensively. Okay. Now he hit a double today. He's had some good defensive plays. Maybe he becomes Bellinger-esque. Maybe this is Scott Brocious 2.0. But he can't become Scott Brocious if the lineup in front of him doesn't get them to the playoffs. And so Suarez is an average third baseman, but imagine that bat in your lineup. And so do what the Yankees do, go out and get him and then re-sign him. But no, we're going to go the safe route because we're the safe Yankees now. And we get older, kind of maybe okay, sort of washed up past their prime guys instead of going out. And right now, I shouldn't even be talking about Anthony Volpe. The Yankees should have had a Trey Turner or one of the top 4 or 5 shortstops in the league who are playing in the World Series and winning them every year on either the Phillies or on the Dodgers, etc. That's who we should not have been holding on to Anthony Volpe. And now we're going to hold on to George Lombard, who's behind him, and Spencer Jones. And oh my God, Dominguez can't go. We're going to drop down a catcher who can actually catch so that Ben Rice can play every other day. I don't get it. There's nothing spectacular about any of those players. None of them are franchise players. None of them are a part of a championship team. This team is held together by the top. It's Stanton, Judge, Bellinger, and the pitching, the starting pitching. You need some arms, and you do need some bats. You don't need utility infielders.
Unless they're defensive wizards.
Right. And even then, a defensive...
Keep the conversation going. I have to pop off for 1 second.
Okay. I mean, the defensive wizards are great if you have a Reggie Jackson and a Chris Chambliss and a Greg Nettles to make up for Bucky Dent and Willie Randolph in the middle of the infield. They don't have that. And I don't know what they're waiting for. And I do not understand these lineup cards that Boone puts out there every day. Now, having said that, let's go to the Mets. Because I think the Mets are going to win this trade deadline. I think they already have, even if they don't do anything else. And I think the Mets are in a position to not only still win their division, but go deep into the playoffs. Granted, they probably need a center fielder. They maybe need another starter. I think they got 2 of the top 5 arms available for the bullpen. That's so valuable in today's baseball that I don't know. I got to give them props. At least they're going out and taking some chances and moving some pieces around to try to win right now. I don't get this from the Yankees. Maybe they know something we don't know with Judge. I have no idea, but I just feel like my gut tells me we're going to walk away with maybe one other move. It's going to be minimal, and we're going to be dealing with the same team trying to get through August and September. The Yankees are going to have to play 7, 8, 9 games above 500 baseball for the last 2 months in order to have a chance to hold on to the wild card. Should they be able to do that? Yes, but nothing tells me they are.
Yeah, I think I can't really disagree with any of that. Look, say what you want about the Mets. They've played well, and they're going into tonight. They're tied for the division lead, and
they're tied for the division lead, and they're
a couple games ahead in the wild card of anybody else. I said a couple months ago. I said I'd be fine if they're in first or second, and kind of flitting around there. They don't have to grab first and hang on to it for the whole season. You can't deny that this team is good. Even I, the most pessimistic of Met fans, can't deny that this team is good. And they've looked at it, and we'll see what other moves they make, but they feel like their offense is at least adequate.
I personally think that they...
And they... Wait a minute, hang on one sec. And I agree. They went out and they got a couple of good arms. And whether they're going to be sort of rotating eighth inning guys, or where they're going to fit in. Maybe they're just going to. I mean,
God knows with the mentality of closers and the history of it, you need it. You need it. It's a great move by the Mets. The Mets, what they've done in the last, I think it was just today, maybe it was yesterday and today. Those two relievers have made the Mets. Now, look, the Phillies also got a closer. So,
yeah. But both those teams have to deal with the closer mentality.
Absolutely.
And if they're not going to come in and be the closer, and I don't see Edwin Diaz getting demoted, you gotta deal with that, and that's going to be the test for both.
But look,
those teams.
if you have to play back-to-back games in the postseason, and for some reason you got to go 2 innings with Diaz, and the next night, maybe you can't go to him,
right?
Then you're set up pretty well,
right, because you have someone who has that closer mentality,
and the Mets haven't blown out. The Mets haven't blown out Diaz's arms like the Yankees have with Weaver. Tim Hill, I don't know how he's still standing upright, let alone throwing the ball. The reliance on the bullpen is so it's bigger now than it was 4 or 5 years ago. It's just every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And look, if I was to get Cam Schlittler for the Yankees, who's throwing, but I'm just saying, make him a long reliever. Why are you trying to turn this kid into a starter in the middle of the season? Yeah. Luis Hill's coming back. I don't understand it. I think the Mets are in a pretty good. They need a center fielder. Can they get by with what they have right now offensively? Yeah, I think they can. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get a center fielder.
They're a good team that made their bullpen better. And that's something that you want to be able to say as a fan of a team.
Here's my thing. Here's my
John?
thing. Okay. Here's my thing. They need another starting arm.
They do.
All right. Because if for no other reason, Clay Holmes needs to move to the bullpen.
No. Clay Holmes is becoming Clay Holmes.
But no. His ERA was in the beginning of June. His ERA was sub-3.
I know.
It's now approaching 4.
I understand that.
And he can't get out of the 5th fucking inning.
Yes.
Okay.
So like I said, Clay Holmes is becoming Clay Holmes.
But he's going to be no. But here's the thing. He's going to be fine if you convert him to the bullpen. He'll be a long relief guy.
Well, as long as you don't make him a closer.
Funny about that? No. There's nothing funny about that.
He's Clay Holmes.
Look, stop. Okay. I know your pessimism with Clay Holmes. Obviously, where it comes from. I'm not stupid, right? But here's my thing: the way he's pitching in the first 2 or 3 innings, it's fine.
I agree. First time through,
right? So if all he's doing is pitching 2.5 innings for a long relief as a
that's
reliever,
where he should have always been.
That's fine.
Right.
He's not clearly not taking the closing job from Edwin Diaz. He's your long relief guy. And in a game where you only need 2 or 3 innings in relief, he's not even pitching.
Well, you might not in the modern day postseason. You might not even need him every day.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of the more modern day. Who was it? Was it Lugo? Seth Lugo.
Seth Lugo.
Right.
Who was available until Kansas City gave him.
But he kind of washed out as not washed out, but he wasn't particularly good as a starter.
He's your David Robertson.
But they moved into the bullpen.
He's your Ramiro Mendoza. He's your.
All right, but But the point
Nelson,
is, the point is, you have to replace him in the rotation. So that's the move they have to make.
Right. They need another arm. Now, here's my thing. I don't, there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent that we can part with in the minors. Okay. But but teams that have a good arm are not going to want talent that we want to part with in the minors. They're going to want the talent we don't want to part with in the minors. Right. And the Mets finally have a really good farm system. Okay, I don't want to go shred it apart for a rental. All right,
I do. I want to win a World Series, and the guys in the talent.
The guys that here's the thing.
The guys in the talent pool aren't going to do shit for us this year.
No, but here's the thing. In the playoffs, all right, if and it's a big if. I'll be the first to admit it. If all goes well, Senga and Manaea are your 1 and 2. Okay, you can get away with Montaz as a 3. in the 5 games. So you need an occasional. Twice you need a 4th starter, because you're only going to have 2 7-game series, right? So
How about Peterson?
And Peterson, right? That's
Right.
my point.
Okay.
So you got Peterson. So I meant Montas for the 4th starter.
I got you.
I'm sorry. So you got Senga, Minaya, Peterson, and then twice you need Montas, right? And if your bullpen is short up, and that means putting Clay Holmes there, you're good. So we're not even talking about the playoffs. We're talking getting to the playoffs.
Mhm.
Okay, bring up one of the arms. The kids that the Sproat and the other kid, they have deserved a chance to come up in August and pitch every 5th day to see what they got. They've spot started here and there. They've brought them up a couple of times. They have good arms. They can do it. And I'm talking as a 5th starter, right? So give them a chance. Don't blow up, the minors to get a rental for when you only really need a 5th starter.
What do you consider blowing up the minors, though?
Because anybody that has an arm that's going to be worth it, that everybody's going to want the Mets to get to slot in as the second starter, it's going to cost an arm and a leg
maybe a couple of arms.
It may cost a couple of arms, and it may also cost, Mauricio, Beatty, which we'll get into in a second. Some of these baby Mets that they're calling them, right? And I don't want to see that for a rental because we need a
not for a rental, but if you can get somebody with 2 years on a contract who could win for you right now. Look, because I think
how many games do you have left in the season?
But look, well, there's 2 months, 2 months plus.
2 months, just 2 months. Yeah.
So it's not. It's not like it's the end of September, and we're talking about calling these kids up.
52 games. There's 52 games left.
Yeah, so there's 50 games. You're tied with the Phillies.
Pretty much of the season.
Yeah, there's no one left. So this is not just somebody who's gonna, who's
going to pitch 10 times. He's going to pitch 10 times.
Right, but you're also going to have
somebody to pitch 10 times.
But it's because it's also going to be a better arm in the playoffs,
depending on where he slots in the rotation. If he slots in as the 5th starter, he's not pitching in the playoffs.
If you're blowing up, sorry, I'll shut up, and then if you're blowing up your farm system, then he's going to not slot in as your 5th starter or your 4th starter.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm not that comfortable with Montes.
I think you go out there and get. I think you need a veteran starter, one of these guys who's maybe having a little bit of a down year, but has playoff experience. Because I think
be somebody's
behind your starters with Garrett and now these 2 guys that you picked up today, and Diaz and potentially Clay Holmes, I think you guys have. I think you're pretty set now for your bullpen come October. But I agree with John. I think you need a starter, and I think you need a veteran starter. I really do. I think you need a veteran starter.
Here, I'll go through it really quick. Senga needs a little bit more time, and Minaya needs. And Senga needs to pitch the rest of the season, and
of course.
He'll be all right. But he's been pitching. Knock on wood. Okay. Peterson is Peterson. Minaya needs a little bit more time. He just came back. Give him a few starts. Okay.
Same thing with Montas.
And Montas hasn't come back not that long ago. And other than the last couple of games where it wasn't horrible, but he can't get out of the 5th inning.
But what does Montas pitch total? Less than 32 innings, 30 innings?
It's small. Yeah, because he just came back not that long ago.
Exactly.
So give him a little bit more. There's your 4 starters. Honestly, unless you're blowing the doors off it and getting Roger, the current day Roger Clemens or the current day for the Mets, the current day Jacob deGrom.
No, that's the point. You don't have to. I don't think you have to go to that extreme and give away everything.
You don't have to go to that extreme. You have pitchers in the minors that have earned the right to come up and pitch some games. And
do you really want a pitcher from the minors being your third or fourth starter in the playoffs? Okay, but you don't need a 5th starter in the playoffs.
You don't. Yeah, but you don't need them at all because look, if everything's going well, and this remains to be seen, but if everything's going well, Senga, Minaya, Peterson, and Montas are your 4 starters in.
All right.
Okay, right. But let's look at what did you just say about them? Minaya needs a little bit more time.
But he
Montas
doesn't need
needs
a little bit more time to
time.
figure out what's going on, and we'll see if
Okay,
he's okay.
well, he's got 10
Sean Mania. He's going to be.
Everybody's got 10 starts left, right? So what happens if he hasn't figured it out in 5 starts? Or what happens if somebody gets hurt in 3 weeks? Now what? Montas is your number 3, where you really need him, and who's your number 4? Some kid? Or Montas is, you know what I mean?
You're going to for the rest of the season. You could. Are you talking about the playoffs or the rest of the season?
I'm talking about at some point between now and the playoffs, and you're going into the playoffs, and you've got somebody hurt.
Well,
Now you're gonna have a kid from the minors who's earned his way onto the team in August.
I think you got some questions with Montas.
You do have some questions with Montas, but if he's literally Montas will pitch 2 games in the playoffs, and that's only if they make the World Series. That's it. That's it. Montas will pitch 2 games in the entirety of the playoffs, and that's only if they make the World Series and go to Game 4.
Well, how do you feel?
Well, of course, Game 4 in the World Series.
What if you had to trade somebody on the current roster, or maybe give up one prospect, and I know it's a rental, but how much better do the Mets look?
I'll trade one. I'm not going to trade. I'm not.
Let me throw a name out. Let me throw a name out there, and I want to hear what you think.
Go ahead, do it.
Because I would love to see him on the Yankees, but I think the Mets have a better chance of getting him. And I know he's having a mixed year, but I think come playoff time, the Mets starting. Imagine if he's a 2 or 3. I think Zach Allen on the Mets would. I think you guys need a starter. Now, if you could go, how about Joe Ryan? If you have to give up something, I mean. He's having a great year, and I think he's on a long-term contract. I don't think you take a chance on Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara. I don't want him.
I don't want him. He just came back from surgery. He's had a couple of good games lately, but I don't want to deal with that.
I think Joe Ryan. I think Joe Ryan
wouldn't be bad.
Or Zach Allen.
Yeah, you know what?
Make the Mets a lot better.
Look,
team.
if you can get him for one pitching prospect and maybe one other minor league player, fine.
Right.
And I'll even go as far as to say, I might, depending on how good the arm is and where he can slot in the staff, I might go as far as to say I'll give up Luis Angel Acuna.
I like it.
All right. But I'm not giving up Ronnie Mauricio because he's raking right now. All right. I'm not giving up Brett Beatty because our infield's finally shored up and he's playing, knock on wood, he's playing good ball. And Vientos, there's no way that was a flash in the pan last year. He finally's figuring it out. Knock on wood, he's playing well. Okay. So those 3, they're Mets. They're solid Mets. They're there. It is what it is. If they want Jeff McNeil, here you go. Have you? I'm sorry, Squirrel. I want
watch McNeil go somewhere and have a vintage.
McNeil's not going. McNeil's playing at the rest of his contract, and then he's not going to resign. That's all there is about that, right? But look, here's my point, and other people have talked about this too. They have to think about the future. Obviously, everybody does, right? But Marte's done after this year or next year. I think it's this year, right? He's done after his contract. So they need. That's for all intents and purposes, that's Vientos, right? So, but Marte can play the outfield. Soto got hurt minorly, knock on wood, the other day, and Marte went out and played right field.
Marte used to be one of the best outfielders in the game.
Right. So Vientos isn't going out and playing right field. That's not happening.
No.
So you got to think about that. You got to think about and they got what's it, Jet whatever his name is, I forget. And he's in AAA or he's AA or AAA or whatever. But they have players that can replace him. But they need to think about this because these are the players that other teams are going to want in replacement for Todd Gillen and
no, I get it. But I think the Mets are going to have to. I think the Mets are in a better position with both what they have to move and what they can get.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I see the Mets a little differently because I'm not as embedded in them every day. But I see more optimism on that side in Queens than I do in the Bronx.
So there certainly is, and I'll say that, and not putting the Yankees down by any means because I'm not a Yankee hater like Pete is. But I'm kidding.
What?
Course.
Hater?
I'm kidding.
I'm not a hater anymore.
Anymore. Now I'm not. Look, I I agree with you, right? But the Mets find themselves in a unique position of
Right.
being, the status that they are right now. And they not only need to think about this year because they have a good chance of going deep into the playoffs. I won't say winning the World Series.
They do.
But they have a good
chance
chance of going deep into the playoffs, right?
The Dodgers are vulnerable. The Phillies are a good team, but just got better.
Yeah, they came 2 games away from the World Series last year. And I'm not putting the Yankees down, but had the Mets, for some odd reason, beaten the Dodgers and went to the World Series against the Yankees, the Mets probably would have won the World Series.
Maybe. Who knows?
The Mets had a better shot.
I think the Mets and Yankees are were both teams with flaws.
They were teams with flaws, but I think just based on what the Mets where the Mets were last year,
I think the Yankees pitching was better than the Mets.
But I think I think it would have been a better World Series than it was.
Yeah. Let me say something real quick about the World Series, okay? The Yankees blew, what was it, game 1. They should have won that. It should have been a lot closer than it was. The Dodgers were a better team. I'm not going to say they weren't.
Of course they were.
And the Yankees, but there's two of those games that the Yankees beat themselves.
Right. And game 5, they certainly beat themselves.
Yes.
And the three of us had front row in Hoboken watching it.
Yeah, exactly. So here's one thing I'm going to say for me to wrap up baseball. And a completely different subject. I want to give 2 organizations, one that I can't stand, but I want to give them all the credit in the world. That's the Houston Astros, who I picked to win the West. And even though they're playing 500 ball over the last 10 games, they're 62-47. They've come out of nowhere. They've had more injuries than any other team in baseball. When they lose
they have
players,
a 49 run differential, 49 run differential.
I know. They just they find new talent. And the other team, even more impressive, is the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, 64-44. Mm-hmm. All right. They're 1 game up on the Cubs. Okay. They're 8 games up on a Cincinnati Reds team that a lot of people were hot on. And by the way, they have the best record in baseball.
We do. They do. I mean, the Mets are 2 games behind them, but
other than Christian Yelich, name 2 guys on the Brewers.
Christian Yelich and Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
Is Ryan Braun still on the Brewers?
Yeah,
I think he's still getting paid, but he's not with the team anymore.
So is Raleigh Fingers, and I think Paul Molitor is still there.
Paul Molitor's still there. Yeah, right.
All right. Let me give you my final comments on modern day baseball, and I do want to talk about the All-Star game a little bit because I want to bitch about it. Of course,
I do too.
I will say this about the Mets.
Patiently to do
that. I will say this about the Mets: pitching wins championships.
Yep.
And I don't trust Montes. And if we've got to have a kid somewhere on the field, I'd rather he be who's been called up because he deserves to play. I'd rather he be in center field than on the mound.
I agree with you. I think the Mets should go in for a veteran starter. I think if they get one of these top 2 or 3 starters, I think they're the favorites to win the National League. That's just me.
All right. All right, Johnny, you want to start us off with the All-Star? I'm wondering if we all have the same 1 or 2 complaints about it.
I'll start it off. Look, here's my thing. All right, now I'm going to start off talking about the All-Star game by saying that Rob Manfred is ruining baseball. All right, but I've said that 75 billion times before on this show. So they passed a new directive, SOP law, rule, whatever you want to call it, this year that if there's a tie after 9 innings in the All-Star game, it goes to a swing off. So we get another mini home run derby. What the fuck are you doing, Rob? What the fuck are you doing? But hold on. It's that we'll revisit that in a minute. Okay. But be that as it may, the rule is this: no pitcher, there will be no winning pitcher or winning or losing pitcher at that point. So, participation trophies for everyone. Okay. But here's the kicker: the MVP of the World Series, of the All-Star game, will come out of the first 9 innings, the main game, not the swing off. That is written as a rule in this new rule.
Wait,
for
say
the
that
All-Star
again?
game. the MVP, whoever is named MVP of the All-Star game.
Oh, that's a
will be named-
must?
Yes, it will come out of the first of the 9-inning game, not of the swing-off. It comes out of the game, okay? Pete Alonso ran away with that MVP.
Wait, this is going forward? Because that's not what happened this year.
Right. No, this as of this year. Okay? So Pete Alonso ran away with that MVP for the All-Star game. And then Kyle Schwarber, who did nothing in the game, came out in the swing-off and hit home runs. MVP! Bullshit. Bull fucking shit.
Who cares?
It's just stupidity. Look, I don't know whether it's the Major League Baseball hating on the Mets. I don't know whether it's just coincidence. I don't know whether it's just stupid fucking morons. But what the hell are you doing? But be that as it may, I'll digress back into what I was talking about. A swing off, either end the game in a tie because it doesn't mean anything for the World Series anymore. You've already taken that away. Okay? So
Which
either
I
end
think
the
is a
game in a
good
tie. Right. So either end the game in a tie. Oh, it was a tie. This year, they're both good. They tied. Done. See ya. Goodbye. Either end the game in a tie or play extra innings.
They should have played extra innings.
Right.
And I agree. Marte or Alonso should have been, Alonso hit a home run, had 3 RBIs. He should have been the MVP.
He had a 3-run home run and had 3 RBIs. He played great first base. He should have been the MVP of that All-Star game. Kyle Schwarber came out, swung the bat 3 times, and wins the All-Star. Bullshit.
Well, number one, you know where I stand. I don't like this swing off thing. I don't like a guy on second base. Just let him keep playing, or call it a tie.
Let me tell you this, and I got something else to say about that in a minute. Just remind me the Ghost Runner.
Hopefully, we don't have more than another minute. Go for it.
No. All right, I'll say it really quick. So but I want to hear Pete's thought on the All-Star game. So is that the same thing you were going to say, or?
Yeah, the swing off is penalty kicks for baseball.
Right.
It's absolute crap. I agree. Pete Alonso should be the MVP, or should have been the MVP. It was impressive what Schwarber did because no one else hit 3 for 3. But that's, it won the game, but that's not the only thing that won the game. So it's bullshit. Get rid of it. Enough with the gimmicks. Just put the fucking game on, all right, and let us watch it. It's a Tuesday night or whatever, and if you're not interested in seeing the different players together, guys that are natural rivals, on the same team, laughing and joking, the camaraderie. I always talk about Larry Walker turning his helmet around facing Randy Johnson. You'll never see that again because the game's become so rigid. Enough with the gimmicks. You don't need gimmicks. Just play. And if you run out of pitchers like they did a couple of years ago, then you call it a tie. And you run out of pitchers, and nobody, has to. You should have a regular field player out there risking hurting his arm, throwing pitches. Just call the game. It doesn't mean anything. Like you said,
they didn't have pitchers out there throwing these grapefruits up for Kyle Schwarber to hit out of the park. Right. It was a home run derby again.
Yeah. So get rid of the gimmicks. Just play the game. If you want to put the runner on second, I don't like it, but that's the way the game is played during the regular season. I'd be okay with it. But just play the game. And if people don't watch, then stop having it. If the ratings get so low that nobody's making any money, just stop it. Maybe all-star games have run their course, right? Because everyone's down. No one watches football. Half the players don't go to the NFL all-star game or the Pro Bowl, right? They
Pro Bowl games.
Yeah, they put it at, if those things just don't work, don't try and resuscitate them and keep them alive with gimmickry.
Have people named to the All-Star team, but you don't have to have an All-Star game, whatever. Have your home run derby. Have your home run derby and then come out and play like old timers day. Come out and play 3 innings. Let everybody take the field.
No, have a full game. Have a full game. The All-Star game should be a regular game. Here's what I will say about baseball. The football Pro Bowl has always been a joke. Basketball is kind of become more of a joke. here's what I will say is the difference
Well,
between
there's 180 points scored in the basketball.
Hold on, let me finish. Here's the difference between the NBA and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
In the NBA, 90% of the time, I'm going to know every player that's in that All-Star game.
Fair enough.
In baseball, you have so many guys who are selected, but substitutes are picked because they pitched within a couple days before, or they have to pitch after, or there's injuries, or there's substitutions. This is a chance for people outside of the markets where these guys play to see
these guys
play. And a lot of times it's the lesser known names like a Brent Rooker, okay, who are coming. This is their coming out party to some degree, at least for a national audience. And that's what I like about it. Now, did I sit here and watch the entire All-Star game? No, I wasn't around. But in the past, as a kid, every minute,
absolutely,
all the time,
every minute, and it meant something.
It did.
And yeah, do we need to get back to Pete Rose running over people at home plate? No, but I'd rather be closer to that than where we're at right now.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. 100%.
And the other thing I'll say about, like, I agree with you what you said about you sort of discover players at the All-Star game. My other major complaint is Jacob Mizorowski. I'm sorry. I advocated for Paul Skeens and I advocated for him to start, but he did have 11 starts and he wasn't eligible.
He got shellacked.
He wasn't but he wasn't eligible for the MVP because he didn't have enough starts during the year.
Right.
But I think he was good to put him on at the NBA on the All-Star squad, and I think it was right to start him because he was the story. Right. Mizorowski was a story, but 5 major league appearances. No. I know the other guy, whoever it was, bowed out, but you just can't do that.
No.
That is you have to have some worth to be put on the All-Star team. And yes, he was doing great, and he throws 103 miles an hour, and I think he threw 106 or whatever. But you haven't proven yourself at the major league level.
I agree.
You've only for 5 games, and that's the sort of, if he was tearing it up for 2 months, okay, I could see it. Let's introduce him to the baseball audience.
Well, you have to have the same. There's guys who get snubbed from the All-Star game because they miss 30 games, let alone played in 60 games and still don't get it because somebody else has played the entire season, which I think is fair.
Right, but I'm saying when you have a guy like that who is lightning, who is lightning, maybe you cut him a little bit of slack, but not for 5 games. Sorry,
do it again next year. Do it again next year and earn yourself an All-Star start.
There's guys that get cut from the All-Star game list because they made too much money this year.
Yeah,
but we won't go there. But in any event, I got one thing to say about the Ghost Runner. I just want to bring that up really quick. Okay, I'll make this quick.
Let's make it a real ghost.
I'll make it, all right.
Or Nicolas Cage.
Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley with the chains on.
Chains on, right. So, anyway.
I run with these chains, unfortunately.
Malachi.
No, just think now, this probably will never happen. But the scenario can happen. It absolutely could happen. Absolutely could happen. It's possible. It's plausible for this to happen. So hear me out. There's 2 teams facing each other. Obviously, it's a game, right? One pitcher pitches a perfect game. 27 up, 27 down. Okay? The other pitcher doesn't pitch pitches not a perfect game at all. Gives up 18 hits, but not a run scores on the other team. Okay? So after 9 innings, it's 0-0. Now we go to extra innings. The pitcher that is pitching a perfect game faces the first batter. He throws one pitch. That batter sac flies to center field. Ghost runners on third. Now he's retired 28 batters. Still pitching a perfect game. Faces the next batter. Throws the first pitch to that batter. Sac fly to center field. He's retired 29 batters. The Ghost runner scores. He loses the game, and he had 29. He faced 29 batters and pitched a perfect game and loses.
That's the flaw in the rule.
It's
as unlikely
bullshit.
A scenario as that is.
Of course.
You could see something similar happening, not quite to that level,
Degree,
extreme.
right.
But yeah, you could see something where a guy ends up losing after pitching a game that he should have won because, there was a guy starting.
He had no run support, and
right.
they
It's
put
a
the runner out there to
again,
get the game. Hurry up, finish it up, get it up, get it done.
It's a terrible rule. Stop with the gimmickry.
He would have been taken out because of pitch count.
Well, not if he had, let's say, 6 perfect innings.
That's true. If
there's-
He's
exactly, if
he's
he's
at
pitching a perfect
54
game,
pitches going into the
he's
7th.
probably at 64 pitches. At
There's
that point, right?
there's 2 options. Okay, play it like we have for, I'm sure, 100 years plus, or combine the ghost runner and the whatever you call it,
swing off.
and the only way you could win is
to hit the ghost runner.
Is to hit the ghost runner with a line drive. Now we got something.
Maybe
Done. I'm in.
Put the
Done.
ghost runner on a bicycle and have him traverse back and forth across
the ghost
outfield.
runner becomes a ghost monkey.
Give him some pads and a helmet. He'll be fine.
That's right.
All right. So that's it. So
the ball boys need to pad up, and you need to be.
Yeah. So listen, should we complain too much because once again the All-Star game sucked? Probably not. But it sucked because of just shit that there's no need to do. So stop doing it. Stop doing it.
Yep. It's still the best of the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still gonna watch it.
All right.
But All right, so that's it for baseball. We're not talking football. There's no basketball and there's no hockey.
No, thank
So
God.
we're going to take care of a little business right quick, and we're going to head to our over-under segment.
Well, I've got no chance of losing this time.
All right, over-under, down and dirty, quick and easy. And we are talking, it is the trade deadline. Is it tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time or whatever we have
6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern time, okay. So Harry and I were talking, and we have 17, by our count, 17 trades that have happened in the past week. And I looked up, and it said the average for the final day, the last 24 hours, is 5 to 6. So we are going to set an over-under for Major League Baseball trades before the deadline at 22.5, which is the 17 so far, plus 5.5.
Okay.
So
over.
You guys are both going over.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I think the Yankees need all 5 of those.
Yeah, the Yankees could be 3.
4.
That's it too. And
Could be
Mets
4,
could be
yeah.
2. I think between the Mets and the Yankees, we could take care of that 5.5.
100%.
Does Altuve? If they trade Altuve, is that the half? Is that a push?
That's the half, right?
That's a 1.5.
I'll tell you what. That guy.
Oh, no,
is
it's a half. You're right.
4 for 4.
All right, you know what? Just to be contrarian, I'll take the under.
All right.
So, and that's our over-under.
There
And
you
so we got some hot takes.
go. We got some hot takes.
All right, let me see. Where's my...
Hit me with your hot take.
Hit me with your hot takes.
Yeah, let's do some hot takes.
Hot takes.
All
I
right.
think we should put that in there. I think Harry's voice saying hot takes. That
Hot
needs to be-
takes.
Hot
All right,
takes.
mark the
I
time.
got some
103,
hot takes, baby,
103.45.
this evening. I've got some
103.45.
hot takes, baby, tonight.
All right, take it away, John.
I'm just putting 103.45. There you go. So,
103.45.
all right.
There we go.
There you go. 103.45. All right, hot takes. All right. Here we go. We're going to start off. Obviously, these are baseball and some others. But anyway, so we'll start off with this. Jason Dominguez or Anthony Volpe?
Which one goes or which one stays?
Who stays, who goes? Well, who
No, they're
stays?
both. Unfortunately, they're both going to stay.
Right. But who?
If I had to pick,
You had to pick.
oof, God, that's like.
Who's better? Just who's better? Who do you appreciate more at this point in time?
Do you want to
Hey,
be?
guys,
Do you want to have
we're
your
Anthony
poison ivy scratch with Brillo or? with steel wool.
I'll choose a cheese grater on my nuts and take Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez. There you go.
Dominguez goes.
No, Dominguez stays.
Dominguez stays. All right, I'll take Volpe.
Volpe, there you go.
The fans love him.
Do they? They were booing him last night.
Well,
I don't know about that, Pete.
If he hits a timely double and drives in a couple runs, they'll fall in love with him again.
If he hits a solo home run but gives up 2 errors and costs him 4 runs, then he's -3 on the day. So yeah.
Are we gonna like put a basketball? He's
right.
-3 tonight.
Well, yeah.
All right. All right. Next one: Brett Beatty or Ronnie Mauricio. Obviously, not on the same level as Dominguez and Volpe.
Man,
Beatty.
We're going up here. Beatty or Mauricio?
I'll keep Beatty. I think I'm going too much on history.
I don't know. Mauricio, I was ready to get rid of Mauricio.
I still am.
I mean, still kind of it, but he just was striking out all the time in clutch situations. He's been raking lately, but I don't know if that's just a little bit of a streak.
Well, if he keeps striking out at an even higher rate, then I'm sure he'll wind up on the Yankees.
Right now, obviously with the history of both of them, right now the rate of play, I have to go Beatty. But Beatty defense-wise is amazing. Mauricio's great defense, but Mauricio's bat's obviously better than Beatty's right now. So it's a push of these two for me.
If I had to choose, I'd say Beatty.
There you go.
Brett Beatty's numbers right now put him as a number 6 hitter on the Yankees.
There you go.
Well, maybe there's a trade before we've got,
Not happening.
We already have this exact third baseman.
We got 21.
Yeah, with Ryan McMahon. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah.
There you go. All right, next. Current. The way they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees lineup or Mets lineup?
Mets.
Yeah. All right. Hall of Fame induction wise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who deserved the missed it by 1 vote more? Derek Jeter or Ichiro Suzuki?
Oh, because they both they weren't unanimous?
Because they both should have been unanimous. Who deserved the missed it by 1 run more?
Look, Ichiro over his whole career is mystical, magical.
Mm-hmm.
Jeter deserved it more. Jeter deserved to be unanimous. They both did. I'll give a lean to Jeter. Jeter's a better player.
Well, they both played on some pretty decent Yankee teams.
Ichiro was at the end of his career, though, with the Yankees.
It was the end of his career with the Yankees.
I mean, the thing about Ichiro is what he did. I mean, not being in the major leagues his whole career. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah, like that's if you look at sort of that body of work, you go, well, he's a much better player than Derek Jeter.
I don't think so. I don't believe so. I think you could argue Derek Jeter is the best shortstop to ever play baseball. So no, I don't believe that. That's Yankee hating right there. That whole bullshit on Jeter was not bullshit.
I'm not saying he wasn't good.
No, Ichiro was not a better player overall.
I have to agree with Harry on this. They both in their own rights for what they did, both deserve to be unanimous to the Hall.
I agree. I think we all agree on that.
Jeter probably deserved the unanimous vote slightly more than Ichiro.
He did it at the highest level under the biggest microscope, and he won.
Mm-hmm. On that note, I will say this for Ichiro though. I did read something the other day of the 3,000 hit club.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the only guy who did it after what age was it?
26.
26. Yeah.
He's amazing.
Everybody had anywhere from 600 to 1,500 hits by the time they were 600 to 1,200 hits, something like that. 600 to 1,000 hits by the time they were 26. He had 0.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
0. After he started at 27. He started.
If you listen, Jeter obviously meant so much to the Yankees, and yes, I think they both should have been unanimous. But I think if we had seen Ichiro in his prime,
it might be
in the major leagues,
it might be different.
There would be no question.
Yeah, I understand what Pete's saying too, Harry. It might be different if Ichiro had come up at 20 or 21, there'd be no contest. He would have been unanimous into the Hall.
Yeah,
100%.
But look,
he wasn't. Based on
you,
what they did, I still think they both deserve to be unanimous. But I think Jeter edges.
Yeah, and
look,
if someone
the start age does mean something. Look, Judge was 24, which I know is not 26, but we forget that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Pete was almost 24. He was 23, just shy of 24 when he came up too. Same thing, but
I mean that makes a big difference.
They both deserved it, and if it was probably the same asshole, then I'll never vote on it. I'll never vote if it's going to be unanimous.
Yeah, you know what? Enough of that. Get over yourself. Get over yourself.
Whatever.
Look, Ichiro did what Rod Carew did at a higher level. He was a great defensive player. He didn't have the power that Jeter had. Not that Jeter was A-Rod by any means, but that was one of the bigger differences to me. And look,
and he played shortstop too. He wasn't parked out. No disrespect to right fielders, but Ichiro's parked out in right field.
God, I wish he was parked out there right now. I still think he could play. I think Ichiro could come in and play right now.
I think Ichiro could play right now. 100%.
He probably could. He
100%.
probably could.
He's like 4 foul poles with
Yeah. It's hard to know if that's real though.
Throwing the ball, and then he breaks a.
Yeah, I'm still clicking. There you go.
He breaks a window at a school because he gets up and hits the ball like 500 feet and breaks a school window. No, they're both great, but
I lean towards Jeter. So all right, next one. Major League Baseball home run derby and All-Star game, or NFL Pro Bowl weekend?
What am I keeping?
Which are you keeping?
Oh, the baseball All-Star game. I mean, the Pro Bowl football game is right up there with like a monster truck pull or a foreigner concert with none of the original members. That's a hard choice.
NFL Pro Bowl weekend is right up there with Battle of the Network Stars.
No, Battle of the Network Stars, way better.
No,
I'd much rather see Heather Locklear do the obstacle course than watch the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, watching the guy from Welcome Back, Cotter swing from a rope is way more entertaining.
Watching Joyce DeWitt and Christy McNichol watching what's his face, Haggerty, which we call it,
John Haggerty,
whatever.
Dan Haggerty.
Dan Haggerty.
Yeah.
Watching Horseshack try and run a 400 meter.
That's right. Watching Dan Haggerty.
Way more entertaining than
watching Dan Haggerty run the slalom.
Juan Epstein would have participated, but he had a note from his mother.
He did. Yeah.
He got lost at Epstein Island.
Oh, jeez. All right. All right. Next one. Here we go. Hot dogs with kraut or hot dogs with chili?
Chili.
I mean, how about
sauerkraut's
and
gross.
chili?
Well, sauerkraut's okay every now and then.
I like where you're going. I like
them both. I will probably these days go with sauerkraut over chili, but a good chili dog beats a good sauerkraut dog.
100%.
Yeah, it's always.
But I'm a weirdo. I make my own sauerkraut, and I could eat that. And I could eat a jar of sauerkraut alone. So
I could too. I love sauerkraut.
And then levitate off the chair for the next 4 hours.
No, you got to remember, I'm one of these people who actually eats cruciferous vegetables on a regular basis. So it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I think the thing about the chili dog is it's a risk if you don't know the place you're getting it.
Mm-hmm.
If you know the chili is good, then a chili dog beats in sauerkraut.
A good chili dog could be way better than a bad chili dog.
If you don't know the chili is good, you're taking a risk.
I know. I know what you're going to say. Rutt's Hut.
No, not Rutt's Hut chili.
Oh.
Fat Mike's?
JJ's chili.
Yeah.
JJ's chili.
On
Bloomfield Avenue in Newark, right by Branchburg Park at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I feel like there's just a jar of chili flakes like he makes the chili and then it's just a jar of chili flakes just to make sure.
This is 3 or 3:30 in the morning. All right.
Yes, that really doesn't matter. Your gourmet sensor is not on anymore.
My stomach was all.
I would enjoy this more, but this chili is terrible.
My colon was much more elastic back then.
All right. Fries or tots?
Fries.
What kind
A
of
good,
fries?
a really good fry will beat the best tot ever.
I don't know. If it's a skinny fry or a steak fry, I'll say fries. If it's just sort of like middle of
Could
the
be any
road,
fry. So your pick of the best fry versus any top.
oh, fries, yeah.
Fries. Okay, fair enough. All right, potatoes of your preference, fries, tots, whatever,
Ooh, so many good ones.
or onion rings.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
All right, fair enough.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh God. Yeah.
There you go. Summer beers or fall beers?
Oh God. Only beer dorks like you even know the difference.
Lighter beers. Are
The difference between a summer
Summer.
beer and a winter beer is whether or not I'm wearing a long sleeve or a short sleeve shirt.
Do I wear my boots or do I wear my sneakers?
All right, so a summer blonde ale or an Oktoberfest. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to go with the
Summer,
summer
summer's-
beer.
Yeah,
Beers
lighter
to me
beer.
are a summer drink.
Later.
I'm
Okay.
on to way more cocktails in the fall.
Hey, it's summer and I'm having rye right now.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah.
Right.
Well, sometimes a beer is good if there's an open fire or a wood stove and there's a source of heat and it's like warmer in the room than it should be. Maybe not sweltering, but you've come in from outside and it's 38 degrees outside and it's 76 in the room and there's a nice warm heat source and then a nice cold beer is
You're
good.
talking about a cocktail. No,
No,
the
I think
beer,
that's-
the beer has to be after you just mowed the lawn.
Well, but how about
No,
shovel the driveway?
no, it doesn't. It
Now,
needs to
see,
be
then it's
while you're mowing the lawn.
And after,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
There you go. All right, I got one more for you. One more.
All right.
Ready? Hats thrown on the ice at NHL games or green dildos thrown on the court at a WNBA game?
Wait, somebody's throwing green dildos on the court?
You didn't see that?
No.
No.
It happened.
Is this for a triple-double?
It happened yesterday, I believe.
What was it for? A triple-double?
I don't know what it was for, but they threw it on the. Court
Might have been
at
just for
WNBA.
spite.
Oh,
I'm sure it was.
There was
Fucking
no
dildo.
accomplishment
no,
associated with it.
the dildos win. Jesus Christ, that's great.
Yeah.
I'll say
somebody threw a green dildo on the court at
Just one?
one.
it wasn't like the whole stadium. Yeah.
I thought everybody had green dildos.
No.
Well,
It
I'll
was,
say this.
it was a St. Patty's Day.
They called
WNBA
it,
game.
the people announcing, they called it a marital aid, is what they called it.
I think somebody just bent over too far.
It might have been the case.
Yeah,
It might
maybe
have
it fell
shot
out.
out.
Fell out of it, yeah.
Fallout, shot out on the
Shot out. Yeah.
Speaking of hot dogs,
I will say this: if I go to a sporting event,
Mhm.
I definitely am going to have a green dildo that I'm more willing to get rid of than the hat I'm wearing. I don't know. These people throw their hats on the ice. I guess maybe you have to bring two hats. I guess, right? Because I'm not. If I'm wearing a hat, I'm
off
not.
and not wearing one out.
I'm not getting rid of this hat. It's a nice hat. It's one of my favorite hats.
I'm taking one of the giveaways that I got at something.
I'm going to unpack.
Right, you
that
take a
sta-
second one.
I'm going to unpack that statement for just 1 second.
I know. I'm saying I'm taking a green dildo. I'm just not as attached to it as I am one of my favorite hats.
Right.
Now that I know it's a thing,
Okay.
can you imagine a hat trick in a
I
hockey
thought you-
game and there's
I thought-
one green dildo out amongst the caps?
Great. It wasn't vibrating, or was it just a dildo?
It was just a dildo.
So many questions. I didn't know they
Yeah,
made
well-
green dildos. Is this like the Hulk or something?
If that's your kink,
It was according to the. Here
it's
we go.
Mr. and Mrs.
New York Post.
Was it at the Liberty game?
Sex toy thrown on court during final moments of WNBA game. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Tuesday's Dream versus Valkyries game was interrupted by a not safe for work moment in the fourth quarter when what appeared to be a lime green colored dildo was thrown on the court.
Nice.
Atlanta and Golden State were tied 75-75 with less than a minute to play when
Crucial
the object fell from above, bounced on the free throw line, and flew across the court at Gateway Center Arena. The broadcaster crew, which kept it classy, could not help but laugh at the moment. Something flies on the court. I think there was something that flew from a fan on the court. Play-by-play announcer Jacob Toby said, as the Valkyries had the ball.
Let's be honest. That's not going to distract most WNBA players.
Not so much. No.
No.
That's what everybody was saying too. Is they're like, yeah, whatever.
All right. So,
I mean,
yeah.
look, props for originality. I'm going to give it. I mean, you tossing dildos anywhere? I'm all. That's awesome.
Yeah, let's see if this becomes a trend. This could be.
But will just the dildos or the lime green colored dildos become the trend?
Was either team lime green in their uniforms? No, right?
I don't know.
Who was it? The Valkyries and.
It's the Valkyries and hold on.
I mean, this could be a new mascot, right?
It was
just
the
a giant
the dream versus the Valkyries.
I mean, this is a great opportunity for a new mascot.
Yeah. The dream dildo.
The dream dildo.
Dilly the dildo.
I see marketing potential here.
Our new mascot, Dreamy the dildo.
Daisy the dildo. And let's have a competition to name the green dildo for the Valkyries or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love it. Oh, that's great. All right.
All right.
Well, that wraps up hot takes. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. Good job. Like it.
Nice hot takes. Good hot takes.
What is real?
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure none of that's real.
You're not real.
For real, for real, for real. Yeah. What is real?
Okay. What is real? Are they for real is the actual name of the segment. But we've got a lot of stuff going on. But one off here, one of the teams that has a lot of stuff going on is the Cleveland Browns. They've got 5 quarterbacks on their roster right now.
Just 5.
Just
I think
5 right now.
4 of them are first rounders from this year, right? And Joe Flacco.
Yes,
And
yes,
Joe
and
Flacco.
Flacco. So now, according to whatever website I use that does the depth chart, the depth chart for the Cleveland quarterbacks right now is.
Did you say depth chart or depth chart?
Both. They're proportionally the same.
Yeah, they could be. It could be a similar.
If you
order
just
for each.
inverse it, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Actually, I think that might be correct. So the depth chart right now is Joe Flacco, then Kenny Pickett, then Dylan Gabriel, the rookie,
Pickett's hurt.
then Shedeur Sanders, the other rookie, and last but certainly least, Deshaun Watson.
Right.
So I
thought Pickett was the favorite, but then he got hurt. But yeah.
Yeah. So I want you to.
Who's going to start?
I want you to pick 3, and I want you to tell me who's going to be on the roster when the season starts. Are they for real? Will they make the opening day roster? Pick 3.
Well, how hurt is Pickett? I don't know.
I don't know if he's. That's a good question.
I'll
look that up.
I think the top 3 in order you have, in order they have them, are the top 3 quarterbacks.
You think Deshaun Watson's going to get waived?
I mean, they owe him the money regardless. I don't think he's playing this year regardless of who they have on the team. No. I think Deshaun Watson's gone. I do.
You think they're going to hold on to Joe Flacco?
I think they're going to hold on to Joe Flacco to start the season, and they're looking at their future as being Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, which is why they think Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders. And the bullshit that Shedeur has done with the driving and all the other bullshit since he's gotten drafted, there's no way if they're not holding on to 4. If they're holding on to 4, Shedeur's the 4th. But if they're not holding on to 4, if they're only holding on to 3, it's Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel.
All right, so Pickett is going to be reevaluated soon, and it is a hamstring injury. But I mean, if they're gonna have 3, then I think unless he's like done for the next 4 months, I think he would probably make the roster.
The rumor is that they're going to trade one of these guys, or
probably
maybe
trade
Shedeur.
They'll probably trade Shedeur
for Kirk Cousins.
So, John, you're saying Flacco's 1, Pickett's 2?
In that order. Pickett's 2, Gabriel's. Gabriel might be 2 and Pickett 3, but either way.
But you think those are the 3 that are going to make the opening day roster? Yeah, I mean, we don't have to rank them. I really just need 3. So you think Sanders and Watson not on the opening day roster?
Harry? Watson's getting cut because nobody's picking up that contract, and Sanders is getting traded.
All right, John, what do you think?
Harry.
You mean me?
I mean, yes, sorry, Harry.
I think they're gonna. I think Gabriel's gonna stay. I think Pickett's gonna get traded. I think Flacco will be there, and I think Deshaun Watson will be there. I think you're going to see Shedeur Sanders and Kenny Pickett. One of those two are getting traded, and I think Pickett's got higher trade value. So
opening day 3 will be Flacco, Gabriel, and Watson.
I think the opening day 3 will be Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, and Kirk Cousins. But out of these 3, yes, those are the 3 that I would go with.
So Sanders will go, and
Yeah.
and Pickett will go. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
In no particular order, I'm gonna say I think Joe Flacco's there.
It's just unbelievable.
I'm gonna take Shedeur Sanders too. I know they're hating on him, but I haven't even looked at their.
They might
their
hold
board.
on to him though, because Pickett's going to have higher trade value.
Yeah, and I think
That's how
Pickett
bad
is
his
gonna
handing
be. I think Pickett's gonna be back. So I think it's Flacco, Pickett, and Sanders.
I rate Gabriel above Sanders, but how about it?
Yeah.
All right.
So there we go. So that is,
There you
are
go.
they for real? So
Are
we
they
all
for
have
real?
slightly different picks about who is going to make the opening day
But
roster.
we all have Flacco on our pick.
We all have Flacco. Yeah, that's the
That's
only
one
guy we all agree
agree
on.
with.
How
Which
could you
is
not have
this is
Flacco?
probably because if Pickett wasn't hurt, then Flacco might be gone,
Right.
and
I think
Watson
I think
might
they-
be. Watson might be there. You might be right, Harry. He might be.
Here's 2 questions. Does Joe Flacco know where he's at? And number 2, does he know all of their names?
I don't think it matters. I think he's just he'd go out and play.
I don't think he knows their names.
So it's going to look for a brown jersey or a jersey with brown on it and throw the ball.
Yeah, he's like an automaton, and you know.
That's right.
They just have him. They have him meet his receivers right before kickoff and go, "These are the guys you're throwing to." Okay,
That's right.
okay, coach. You know,
and he'll be good for the first 5 games of the year.
right?
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And then by then we'll figure out. You know, he'll come in. He'll come in go back to the sideline after the first series and go, "Halftime yet, coach?" And then,
Who's
not
gonna
yet,
play
Joe.
Who's going to
Not
play
yet, Joe.
Joe Flacco in the biopic? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Joe Flacco, he'll never leave.
Joe Flacco will play the Joe Flacco in the biopic.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Either him
that
or
wouldn't-
Liam Neeson, one or the other.
quarterback that wouldn't leave. Yeah. So that is, are they for real?
I have a very specific set of skills. I'm a very mediocre 2-time Super Bowl winning backup quarterback who's willing to do it
Yeah.
anywhere at any time for any money.
What is your greatest strength,
Just
Mr. Flacco?
don't make me stay at home.
I hang around. That's your
Yeah.
greatest strength? I hang
Staying
around.
power.
I'm
Staying power.
I'm available.
I'm available.
I'm available, really.
All right. That's Are They For Real? And now we're going to debut our brand new segment. It's
All right,
Harry
how long
Squirms.
is this
How much time you got?
I gotta go, but how long is this new segment? Is it
I
5
don't know.
minutes?
It might be 5.
All
We'll
right.
do it quick.
Fire
All right.
away if I need to.
It's called
Right
In
up
Case
there.
You Missed It, because we're not always on all the time, and hopefully this is not your only source of sports news, because if it is, then I'm
You're
sure you
fine.
missed
Feel
some
bad
of this
for you.
stuff. So here we go. In Case You Missed It debut. Yeah, there we go. A little graphic there. As you can see, lots of things happening with the hockey pucks and the baseballs and all that stuff.
Is this like the in memoriam segment at the Grammys or the Oscars?
Sort of in a way,
Maybe,
it
yeah,
is.
okay.
It just
Music could be a little louder.
What's that?
Music could be a little louder.
Yeah, I think you shut
Oh.
us off and let this ride out.
Oh, I forgot to turn it up. There we go.
There we go.
Nice little jazz background.
Nice.
All right, and along with it comes a slideshow, believe it or not. So let's get started. We're going to go back to June 30th. And Willier Abreu hit a grand slam and an inside the park home run in the same game. And that hasn't happened. That was against the Red Sox, beating up on Cincinnati. 13-6 was the final score. That has not happened since 1958. You guys want to guess who was the last player to do it?
Mickey Mantle.
Player to do it? No, it was not
Not
Mickey
Mantle. It was a Yankee.
It was Roger.
DiMaggio.
No, what'd you say, John?
So Roger Maris.
It was Roger Maris. That's right. 1958. There we go. All right, now, conversely, St. Louis's Miles Mikolas became the first player in Cardinals history to give up 6 home runs in a single game. And this was against the Cubs, I think. 11-3 was the final score. And what was ironic is the Cardinals were coming off getting swept by the Pirates, a 3-game sweep in which they scored 0 runs. And before the game, Mikolas made a very impassioned speech to his teammates. Come on, let's go out there. Let's show them what we're made of. And then he went out and gave up 6 home runs. It was ugly, to say the least. So we have that. All right.
Iga, to say the least, yeah.
To say the least, yeah. Iga Swiatek wins her first Wimbledon title, a place that she has struggled. So congratulations to her, the first Polish woman to do so. And she hung a double bagel on her opponent, who was American Amanda Anisimova. And that is the first double bagel in the Wimbledon's women's final in the Open era. Only the second time it's happened. The first time was 1988. Steffi Graf hung the double bagel on Natasha Zareva.
I was hoping you were gonna say it was Steffi Graf.
At the French Open in 1988. Yep. Yeah. Now, the other two, the men's winner was the guy on the left here, Yannick Sinner, and Carlos Alcaraz was the other finalist. And Harry, you mentioned this like a month or so ago. Sinner, Alcaraz, and a guy named Djokovic, I think.
Yeah.
Since 2022, when Rafael Nadal won both the Australian and French Opens, Sinner, Alcaraz, and Djokovic have won 13 straight Open titles between the three of them. So, I think this was Sinner's 4th major. So, the same 3 guys have been winning all the majors since mid-season 2022. So, but congratulations to...
And a big win for Sinner. Look, that was a big win. Kind of a weird scenario where he was lucky to get to the finals based on a, disqualification.
Well, that's the thing. Both Swiatek and Sinner served suspensions for.
Well, and Sinner won a match by default based on an injury that he was losing badly.
Yeah, it's not like he wasn't favored to be there in the first place. Sorry, go ahead, John.
That round thing he's holding, is that a conch, a very large round conch shell, or is
it's
that
it's an ashtray.
It's a shrimp cocktail platter.
It's an ashtray.
Because it's Wimbledon.
Yes.
So, but my point is, Sinner is inserting himself into that Alcaraz Djokovic group, and still waiting for Djokovic.
Sinner's number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Maybe. I think Djokovic can win his 25th. I'm not sure he will. One of these two guys is going to be standing in the way.
I think he can. No, it's going to be difficult to get past either of these two guys, but I think he can. I think he can win his 25th. I do.
All right, next up, there he is, Aaron Judge, fastest in history to hit 350 career home runs, 1,088 games, about 200 games faster than Mark McGwire, and you see Juan Gonzalez Rodriguez at 1,300 games, Albert Pujols 1,320. That's a lot that less.
Yeah, he's pretty good, this guy.
Yeah, he might.
That's why we got to hope that rubber band in his arm stays together. And oh, by the way, I have 2 words for Aaron Judge and the Yankees in the offseason. First base.
Oh, yeah. Extend the career. So there you go. Pretty good, this kid. He might turn into something. Who knows?
He might actually get to the playoffs this year.
He might.
Maybe.
Might not.
Chelsea won the Club World Cup. They defeated Paris Saint-Germain in the final. That was at MetLife Stadium. This is the thing where Trump went in and wouldn't get the fuck out of the way while they were taking the team pictures. They photoshopped him out, by the way.
I love it.
And now they did. Because some of the players were like, why are you here? And the one guy was like, you can leave. And he just stayed there. Now,
did they Photoshop him out, or did they do that thing on the phone where you just like squiggle on him and it disappears?
I don't know. They took him out of the picture because he ain't here. And the story now is that the head of whatever organization this represents gave the actual trophy to Trump and gave the team a replica because he's trying to the word is he's trying to curry favor with Trump because the World Cup's coming and we don't want ICE to cart off international players because they might be from countries where people are Hispanic. But yeah, apparently Trump has the real trophy, which someone ought to just go steal it from him anyway. Let's see. We know about the World Series, the swing off. Sabrina Ionescu won the WNBA three-point contest. She is one of two-time winners in history. 30 points in the final round. That includes 11 straight, which is why I mentioned it. That's pretty good. 11 straight's pretty good. Didn't look up whether Bird or some of the 8 other great three-pointers have hit 11 straight, but man or woman, that's an accomplishment. Also, All-Star Game, Team Collier beating the Caitlin Clark-less Team Clark, 151-131. I watched a little bit of this. It was very much like we're not going to play defense, except on Angel Reese, because you don't even have to jump to block her. So people just stuck their hands up and blocked her shot. But not a lot of defense going on, and a lot of camaraderie, and it was nice to see that, especially with all the crap that's going on with the fouls and stuff. Here's your Hall of Fame class for 2025 in Major League Baseball. Dick Allen, Dave Parker, Sabathia, Suzuki, and Billy Wagner. All deserving. Posthumously for Dick Allen, and unfortunately for Dave Parker, too, who died just like a month before the ceremony.
Not long at all.
Not long at all. So, unfortunately, he didn't get to be there in person, and
Billy Wagner goes in as an Astro, not a Met, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, fuck him. He's a dick. He always has been.
Hey, the closest he ever got to a World Series was with the Mets. So
yeah, I know. Well, whatever. He's like I said, he's a dick.
But Beltran couldn't get the bat off his shoulder, so
well, let's not
another story for
that's another story for 7 other days. Parker was to me one of those Pirates that even if you didn't like the Pirates, how do you not like Dave Parker? The guy was just so
good.
It's
funny. There's been a lot of Pirates that are like that. It really has been.
Yeah.
Over the years.
So. All right. Next up,
100% Parker. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan died at age 71. Listen, the guy was an icon. For those of you who haven't outgrown wrestling and still think it's real, obviously this is a terrible day for you. For me, whatever. I mean, he probably was one of the top 5 most recognizable people on the planet at a certain point, but he hasn't really been relevant in decades, and I feel bad for his family and friends, but
and he just released this.
Yeah, there
Real
you go.
American beer.
Yeah, if he's still alive.
And that's Hulk. He actually, it was in the process of being released.
There you go.
So it literally gets released this week. Real American beer.
There we go. You got some competition there, Joe. That's gonna be. Will it be more successful than Billy Beer?
And Billy Beer, but there's also Garage Beer now that the Kelsey brothers are part of.
Oh, see, that might win the day amongst those 3 anyway. And last but not least, this happened a couple days ago. Apparently, Rob Manfred goes around and visits teams in the clubhouse. He visits all 30 teams at least once or twice a year and talks about whatever. So apparently, according to sources in the clubhouse, like other players on the Phillies, he was there and he was talking about a potential lockout, which was weird because the CBA runs through the end of next season. So maybe can we get through the World Series before, or maybe get towards spring training before talking about a lockout? And
he wants a cap on.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't, according to the reports, he didn't actually say the word salary cap, but he started talking about the game's economics. And at that point, apparently Bryce Harper stood up and sort of faced him up and said, "If you're going to talk about that shit," there's the quote, "get the fuck out of our clubhouse." And I have to say, I like Bryce Harper. I know that might be tough.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And listen, I don't hate players.
I despise. I won't use the word hate. I despise Rob Manfred. He's a dick.
Well, I think we're right. We all have that in common. I hate when players get hype before they do anything. And Bryce Harper, right? He was getting cover of Sports Illustrated at 15. LeBron James, the same thing. Let them get on the court of the field and do something, and then talk about how they're going to be the next great thing. And look, Harper is a Hall of Famer, and I would put him just under the level of superstar at this point. But certainly he is a star in the game. And, Manfred is maybe the worst of all the commissioners. I think it's him and Silver are sort of vying for that title. But
Silver's better than Manfred. That's how bad Manfred is.
Yeah, that's how bad Manfred is. And look, Manfred he's at the behest. He does everything at the behest of the owners and stuff. But my question is, what does he think he's going to accomplish by going around and talking to teams? Everyone hates you, dude. Do you really think you're going to go in there, into their house, and talk and convince people that maybe we need a salary cap? I mean, what the fuck? I know. Tony Clark was talking about a potential lockout a couple months ago, but that was just sort of like, well, we've got another year and a half. I think it was in March. He was like, we've got another year and almost 2 years of play. So, but it could happen. I think somebody asked him about it. But Manfred, what are you accomplishing by going in? Do you really think you're going to walk out of there and players are going to go, the commissioner's right. We do need a salary cap. I mean, what is the point?
I want to make less money.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, word on the street is, who's in favor of a salary cap?
It's Harper.
No. Hal Steinbrenner.
I'm sure a lot of the owners are in favor of a salary cap, if not every single one of them.
But why would the owner of the Yankees be in favor of a salary cap? You would think that if you had to pick three teams in the entire MLB.
Well, the Mets, the Dodgers, and the Yankees, right?
Right.
Now, in the case of the Yankees, it's another excuse as to why they don't win. Another potential excuse as to why they don't win.
So cover his ass by getting a salary cap, then he has an excuse as to why they don't.
Right, he goes, well, we got a salary cap.
I can't spend the money we used to make.
Which I never did. We never did anyway. These guys have never run the team like George did. So, but yeah, I mean, just the arrogance of going into a clubhouse and trying to, slip a mind worm in about, we really should be concerned with the overall economic health. No, the players really should. Make every fucking dollar you can and then get out, because your career could be over tomorrow.
Exactly. Why should Hal Steinbrenner care what the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks does, or the Kansas City Royals does,
right?
Or
you want to put a limit on spending? How about you start with a salary floor, right? So that these owners can't just take the shared revenue and throw it in their pockets and put a team on the field that's worth $18 million total or whatever.
Exactly. Start there and go from there.
How about you start with there, and then maybe we could talk about what the top end should be. But so anyway, that is in case you missed it. I think that's the last one.
The debut of In Case You Missed It. There you go.
Sorry, Harry couldn't stick around.
I like those three guys. He didn't even say bye.
Yeah.
The dick.
What's that?
I said he didn't even say bye. The dick.
Well, listen. He had things to do.
He had things to do a half an hour ago, and he stuck around longer. So.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to lie to him and tell him that I ran through this segment earlier, and it was about a 10-minute segment. So I didn't want to tell him that when he said, "Is it 5 minutes?" Yeah, it could be 5 minutes.
It could be 5 minutes.
If I do the first two,
but he was
the first two images.
He was got into 3. So
yeah. So
there you go. All right.
We miss you, Harry. I'm sure he'll watch it on the replay.
I'm sure he will. And he'll ask us to in probably about an hour. So
probably
so.
So yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got. We got we'll have more baseball and probably a little football on the next show in 2 weeks on the 13th, I believe. Yeah, the August 13th.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Is there 31 days in the? Yeah, Friday is the first, so it's 31 days in this month.
So 31 days. Yeah, so August 13th. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So we will be there.
All right. And
so for Harry Lugnuts, this is Radio Pete saying, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you all for watching. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, a passel of thanks for listening. You're all really swell. Visit our website at www.getonwithitpodcast.com. Once again, that's getonwithitpodcast.com. Like us and follow us on all our social media. Go to Instagram, Facebook, and X and search for the Get On With It podcast. All of our shows are available on YouTube on the Lager Room channel. Just click the live tab to reach the show archive. The video podcast goes live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook every other Wednesday at around 7:30 Eastern Time. You can find the audio podcasts on our host, Spreaker, as well as your favorite platform. If you haven't already, quit your dilly-dallying and subscribe so you will never miss a show. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great rest of your week and watch lots of sports. For the boys, this is Harry Hansen saying, see you in a fortnight.